The Training Bureau was tasked by the department for a couple different learning modules for custody deputies. Custody deputies routinely drive department vehicles, black and whites or marked vehicles, to and from the hospital, to and from court, transporting inmates back and forth. And so the department wanted custody deputies to learn safe driving habits and also the laws regarding Code 3 driving. We broke it down into further sections, one section being the skid car. It has an additional 4 set of wheels that lifts and lowers the vehicle where it takes weight off the primary tires, where it enables the instructor to remove traction from different parts of the vehicle, whether it's the front part of the vehicle or the rear part of the vehicle. You could simulate black ice or wet surface or sandy surface, depending on how much traction you want to put on the primary wheels. Basically, the driver just has to drive the pattern and then try to recover out of the spin. The next module is collision avoidance, and it's set up to where the student drives in a straight line towards 3 lanes. The instructor will call out left, center, or right.
Left.
The driver, the student, has to steer one of those lanes without putting on the brakes, and it demonstrates that we can do quick changes, lane changes, to avoid someone running out in the street without spinning the car out. With this course, we go 35 miles or less, and as you get closer, even though 35 miles doesn't seem that fast, they have a short time to react, and then they have to brake to avoid hitting the cones. And then the last module that the custody deputies will be doing today is actually on law enforcement driving simulators. And that's where they'll get the lecture on the rules pertaining to Code 3 driving, driving with lights and siren, and what they can and can't do when they have their lights on. One of the better ways to demonstrate that after the lecture is using the driving simulators, because it allows us to go through and actually we can work through mistakes without damaging vehicles, crashing into anyone else, and closing down a whole city area or a couple blocks to do the exercises. Even though the simulators aren't quite like driving a regular vehicle, the motion and all that, what it does help in is decision making. As everyone knows, a lot of liability involves driving a vehicle, and especially when we're driving a county vehicle. This is one thing that the training does. It makes us safer drivers, it limits the liability to the department, and it protects everyone as a whole.